Chinedu forced Amara to do all the housework. One afternoon, as she struggled to sweep the living room, Chinedu entered with a mocking smile. "You are still not done." He watched her as she struggled to move with her growing weight. "You wanted to sit and eat all day, right? Now you can't clean the mansion yourself. Eh? A lazy, very lazy woman." Amara stopped, leaning on the broom for support. "Chinedu, why are you treating me like this now? I thought you loved me." Chinedu laughed coldly. "Love? Oh, Amara, I stopped loving you the very day you left me for Kevin. I married you to show you what you missed. I married you for revenge. This is my own way of taking my revenge. You wanted to eat your cake and have it. Now look at you. You are barely able to move. No man in his right sense will ever consider you for marriage or consider you to even take you as a wife. You," said. Amara felt so bad. It now drowned on her while Chinedu had been feeding her with junk food. One day, Chinedu and Amara attended a family gathering. Amara wore an oversized gown to hide her weight, hoping to avoid drawing attention to herself. During the event, Chinedu raised his glass for a toast. "I would like to thank my beautiful wife Amara for showing us what a luxury life looked like," he said with a smile on his face. The crowd laughed. Amara forced a smile, her hand trembling. "And to think she once left me for another man because I was poor." Chinedu continued, laughing, his voice dripping with mockery. "Well, look at her now. She's living her dream life. Oh. Aren't you lucky, my dear?" Amara couldn't hold back her tears. She excused herself and left the room. Late that night, Amara comforted Chinedu. After another day of humiliation, "Chinedu, why are you treating me like this now? Why did you marry me if all you wanted was to hurt me and take revenge on me?" He looked at her, his face void of any warmth. "Why? Because I wanted you to feel what I felt. You left me when I had nothing. After all the sacrifices I've made for you. Amara, you are the reason why I am that poor then. Because every penny I get, either spend it on you or your family. I paid your school fees right from your 100 level to when you finish, Amara. Amara, I take absolute care of you, everything about you, in as much as I'm not even having enough then. I tried my possible best, Amara. Sometimes I will go hungry just for me to take care of you, to make sure you lack nothing. And now, Amara, you choose wealth over my love, over my genuine love. You choose Kevin over me. And what happened in your marriage? Kevin couldn't even give you half of what I gave to you. You have to be happy because this is just the beginning. I will so make your life miserable that in your second life, or if you ever think of coming to this life again, you will not dare to hurt someone that love you this much." Tears streamed down her face as she pleaded, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chinedu. Can't you just forgive me? I thought you loved me. I thought you had forgiven me." Chinedu coughed. "Forgive you? Never. Every time I see you struggling, every time I hear you grasp for breath, I remember how you look down on me. This is my revenge, Amara, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. I'm enjoying every moment of it." Each of these moments crushed Amara further, leaving her questioning the choices that led to this life. Amara's world crumbled. The man who had once adored her now mocked her. She realized she had become a prisoner in her own choices, first with Kevin and now with Chinedu. Her once beautiful love story had turned into a nightmare. As days turned into weeks and Chinedu quality only intensified, Amara grew more isolated, confined to the house she once thought was a symbol of her happiness. One evening, after another degrading outburst from Chinedu, Amara locked herself in the bedroom, staring at her reflection in the mirror. She hardly recognized the woman staring back at her, a shell of a confident, beautiful Amara she once was. Her eyes, once bright with dreams, were now dull with despair. The humiliation, the mockery, the realization that Chinedu had married her for revenge weighed heavily on her. That night, she made a decision. She wouldn't let Chinedu destroy her any further. The next morning, Amara waited for Chinedu to come back from work, and when he walked in, she stood in the living room, her luggage by her side. "What is this?" he asked, his tone dripping with disdain. "I'm leaving, Chinedu," she said firmly, her voice steady for the first time in months. He laughed mockingly. "Leaving? And where will you go? Back to your parents? Oh, they can't afford the life you are used to." Amara took a deep breath. "I don't need luxury. I need peace. I need my dignity back. You've taken everything from me, Chinedu, but I won't let you take my will to live." Chinedu smiled flattered as he realized she was serious. "You think you can survive without me? Ha! You will definitely come crawling back to me, just like before. The same way you married me for wealth. All you care about is money. The love is not in your heart. You will still come back to me." She shook her head. "No, Chinedu. I know I made a mistake for leaving you for Kevin, but I was only doing that because that was the only option I had at that time. I'm the first daughter of my family. All responsibilities fall back on me, and I had to do what I had to do then. But if you can't forgive me for that single mistake, Chinedu, I'm leaving. I've realized that staying with you was... I know I made a mistake for leaving you for Kevin, but staying with you was an even bigger mistake. I deserve better than this." Amara moved back to her parents' house. Determined to rebuild her life, she started by seeking therapy to heal from the trauma of her relationships. She began to rediscover her passion and set goals for herself. She enrolled in a nutrition and wellness program. Meanwhile, Chinedu's life began to unravel. Without Amara to humiliate and control, he found himself alone. One evening, while sitting alone in his lavish mansion he had once shared with Amara, Chinedu scrolled through his social media handle. His breath caught when he saw a picture of Amara. She looked radiant, standing on a stage addressing a crowd of women at a wellness seminar. The caption read, "From broken to unbreakable, every woman deserves a second chance at life and happiness." Chinedu felt a pang of regret. He had turned his love for Amara into hatred, and in the process, he had destroyed the one person who had once loved him unconditionally. Months turned into years, and Amara's business flourished. She became a sought-after speaker and wellness coach. Her story inspiring countless women to reclaim their lives. She eventually found love again, not with a man, but with herself and the life she had built. One day, as she stood on the balcony of her new apartment watching the sunset, Amara smiled. She has been through pain, heartbreak, and humiliation. Chinedu had tried to break her, but instead he had unknowingly pushed her towards finding her true strength. For the first time, Amara felt free,